What's going on, people? Welcome to the LV Live show. I'm LV Live. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Once again, I want to thank all the new subscribers for coming by to my channel, man. It is truly, truly appreciated. Great win by them boys coming off of that All-Star break. 110-96 by beating Philadelphia 76ers. Great win, man. Great win. And most importantly, much needed. Much needed. And not just because of excuse me, I got a little dust here. Look at this. Crazy. Not because of just that we won. It's just how we won, right? It's just great team effort, man, across the board. Gravity, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Total team effort from everybody. From everybody. What's going on here, man? Sorry, excuse my mic. I apologize. LV's going through a little technical difficulties. But just all together, man, because of how we looked going into the All-Star break, you saw a lot of guys were tired. We just didn't look like ourselves, right? Guys were injured. Of course, guys are still injured, but Bogdanovic went down, DiVincenzo went down, Ihart went down. We just didn't look like the same team. Today, we saw a better team. We saw a team motivated. We saw a team that looked rested. And guys really came out and played well, right? I mean, we're going to go down the list of the guys, but I just think that this is a fabulous win, a great way to get back in the winning column, right? Especially after that long break, 8 days off. Much needed for these guys. Much needed for these guys. And also, too, great news that we got back in regards to Randall, in regards to OG Anunoby, what we're looking like for those guys. And, of course, Big Mitch, right? I'm sure you guys saw the pictures out there of him not having the boot on, right? So I think he's going to be back sooner than what we think, right? So that's great to see. But altogether, man, just a great team victory. Right. Of course, everyone's going to talk about how bad Jalen Brunson shot from the field. To me, he's been playing so well this year, it doesn't matter, right? He impacts the games in so many other ways. Over 10 assists today for that boy, and he was big when it mattered, right? And that's all that matters sometimes from your All-Stars. You're not going to have great shooting nights. It's just the way this league goes. But how do you impact winning, right? That's what the great players know how to do. And that's what I thought I saw tonight from Jalen Brunson, which was fabulous. Of course, Josh Hart, man, coming back to Philly, him and Brunson and DiVincenzo, the old stomping grounds, playing for Villanova. Big for them. Great effort for them. Of course, we're talking about the starters, but to me, the main guys, two guys, was Precious Achiuwa and Bogdanovic, right? Just, again, these guys that were new additions to the team is helping us come out with victories. Precious Achiuwa is just, I mean, he's like Ihart, man. His stock is rising, man. He's going to get paid this summer. He is. I wouldn't be surprised if he winds up staying with the Knicks, just because, he's going to probably want to settle down and find a place where he probably feels like he can call home, even though this is his home, literally, because he's from here. But similar to Josh Hart, right? Guys don't want to be hopping around the league. You want a place where you could settle down and, kind of just build your career somewhat. You don't want to be hopping around from city to city, getting traded all over the place. I could see him signing a decent deal with the Knicks, to just be here, because we are winning. We like the culture here. So I would not be surprised if we're able to sign Precious Achiuwa over this summer, man. I think he's earned his spot on this team. And most importantly, more than anything, he's becoming a Tibbs guy, right? He's believing in and living the Tibbs culture. And I think in doing that, that's going to really help him solidify a spot with Tibbs and his team, and he's gained his trust. He really, truly has, and I think that he's been a pleasant surprise, like a really, really pleasant surprise. Bogdanovic, we know him. He's a savvy pro. He knows how to score the basketball, and he was big tonight. Huge. 8 for 8 from three-point line, I believe it was tonight. 22 big points coming off the bench for that guy. Great addition. Great addition. And, this is why you got him, right? He's a pro's pro. He knows how to knock down shots. And I think for a game like this, when you need other guys to score, because Brunson, was struggling to shoot the ball tonight, him coming off with 22 points off the bench was huge. Because him being able to knock down that shot, now you got to think of when Randall comes back and OG comes back, what that does to our lineup with him coming off the bench, being able to knock down shots at a high clip like he can. You can't even put it in words, right? How much that's going to mean to us. as far as, big time games and big time shots that he could probably make. Because today was one of them, right? When they started creeping back, he just started knocking down those 3 balls in that first half. And that's what really kind of put us and gave us that cushion to, even when they did start making a push and they got it down to, I think, as low as 8, it didn't matter, right? Because DiVincenzo came down, he knocked down a couple of threes, and that was the ball game, right? And so a lot of times when you get up and teams have to fight back to get to get back in the game, when you have guys that can knock down shots, man, that's what changes everything. Coach, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. Hope everybody's doing well, man. Great win for them boys, 110-96. So the addition of him and Precious, man, getting both of those guys in trades, and they've really, really, truly contributed on a high clip for this team, especially being down OG, being down Randall, of course, being down Big Mitch. I thought they came up huge tonight, man. They're the reason why we won this game, period. Bogdanovic, if he doesn't come in with his 22 points, we don't win this game tonight. Him producing and him being able to knock down shots, man, that was huge tonight for us. I think also, too, just to get a win, right? We kind of was on a losing streak for a little bit. Yeah, Bogdan, yeah, Coach, yeah, he is a bucket, man. He's a pro, Coach. He's a pro. And those guys, they knock down shots in their sleep. I've said this on my show before, right? I'm going to say it again. Guys like him, their game doesn't change. Right, their game doesn't change. It doesn't matter if they play in the church league, if they play at Dykeman, if they're playing at night in at an overnight league in the city, or they're playing in the finals. Their game is the same. Their game travels. That guy's game travels, man. It doesn't matter where he's playing. He's going to play his game, and he's going to knock down shots. And having a guy like that coming off the bench is going to be huge and a great contributing factor for what it is that we want to do for this team. Period. And I think that's going to be great for us going forward. He's going to come up in big spots this year. Trust me and believe it. And not just now during regular season, but you got to think for the playoffs. He's going to come up in big spots for us because, to Coach's point, he's a walking bucket, man. And the guy's game does not change. His game travels. It does not matter how big the stage is, how small the stage is. He's going to do what he does, and that's knock down shots. And he was big tonight, man. To me, I think him and Precious were the reason why we won tonight. Coach says Precious is a keeper. You got that right. I was just talking about that, Coach, before you came on. I think the Knicks re-sign him this year. I think they do. I don't think he goes out anywhere and tries to get big money. I think he's going to stay with the Knicks. I think this guy wants to probably settle down. I think he's probably found a home, and he's probably found a coach who believes in him. And he's feeding into and believing in and playing into the Tibbs culture, right? Because once you get Tibbs' respect and he believes in you and he trusts you, he's going to play you. He's going to play you to your legs fall off. Atlantic Lion, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through rocking with LV Live tonight. So I think that's going to be huge. I think that's going to be huge for him. It's just amazing, man. Just amazing way. And like I was saying, I just think that getting a win like this, especially how we went into the break, is great because now it's just a confidence. That's all it is, guys. Once you kind of get the victory, you kind of feel like, you got a weight off your back. We go finally. Okay, cool. We got a victory. Much needed. You know what I'm saying? So I think that doing that against a team that's right behind you in the standings is big because now it gives us a cushion. Also, too, guys, we're 2-0 against them as well. They're not going to have Embiid back into the playoffs. So by the time we play them, will be end of March or the middle of March or something like that. It's going to be a back-to-back, I think a home and home. So we should have Randall and OG back by that time. So if we can beat them 3 out of the 4, right? That can give us the edge in the series. And even if the records wind up equal, we're going to get that bump ahead of them, right? So that's why a win like this is good, especially on the road. It didn't feel like a road game because, of course, New York City was in there heavy, right? But yeah, big win for them boys. Big win for them boys. 110-96. Coach says Achilles is a hard thing to deal with, man. Will mark him injury prone. No, I don't think so, man. It's just the best way to deal with that is rest, man. Is rest. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really what he needs. And then also too, Coach, we didn't really need him tonight, right? They were the way their matchups went. They went small, so they had Tobias Harris playing the 5. A perfect matchup for him was Precious Achiuwa, because Precious Achiuwa is a 4. He could play a 4, he could play a 5. So, Tobias Harris is a 3 or a 4, whatever, they choose to match him up as. So that was a great matchup. And that was smart that Tibbs did that. I love the fact that Tibbs also brought in McBride, right? That was great defensively wise, putting pressure on Maxey, making things difficult for Maxey. And I thought that was a great adjustment that they did, because then it made the Knicks go smaller. You had guys on the wings that can knock down shots. And what can we say, man, about Josh Hart, man? He's, like I said, he was getting destroyed earlier in the season, man. But see, this guy knows how to play big in big spots. You got to give it to him. And I think that this was huge tonight, because Brunson has been so great for us that we kind of take it for granted that he's going to have off nights sometimes. He just is. He's coming back from the All-Star break. He's probably jet lagged. He's probably still feeling himself like he probably still feels like he's in Indiana. Right? Because while these guys were on a break, he was out there mingling, doing shows, right? He just did the, I think, Up in Smoke show with Matt Barnes and him. He just did that show, right? He was all over the place this weekend, right? So him coming back, and now he's got to play real basketball. I'm not shocked that he had a tough shooting night tonight, right? Even Maxey didn't play that great tonight. Remember, he was there with Brunson as well. So both of the big guns didn't have a great night. But it was great that his supporting cast helped him through it. A guy like Josh Hart was big. Double-double for him. Double-double for Precious Achiuwa. And I thought even guys like Big Sims, man, was great tonight, right? You saw Big Sims snatching rebounds. Today, it was the first time I saw Sims. Now he looks like an athlete. Grabbing defensive rebounds. You saw him snap. And I said, yo, okay, I don't know who woke Sims up and said, yo, man, if you really want to play basketball, you could be destroying dudes out here with your athleticism and your size. And it was great to see Big Sims out there hustling, getting rebounds. You saw that putback dunk he had. It was great to see him out there. He played actually almost 20 minutes tonight, man, which was great, because I think that's a good substitution for iHeart, right? We want to go big, because then you could put Bogdanovic at the 4, or even that, you can have Sims at the 5 and put Precious at the 4. I saw that also too tonight, those matchups, right? So you can mix and match a lot of different things. And to me, if Sims is going to play like that and be active and not make crazy fouls like he didn't do today, I love what I see, man. Give him more playing time. Until we get everybody back, give him more playing time. Let iHeart kind of rest more if Sims could play like this. But that was great to see for him as well, right? So, Killer Dogs, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight, man. Big win for them boys, 110-96 in the city of brotherly love. Great win for them boys. Also, too, man, DiVincenzo, man, the flamethrower, right? He didn't have that great of a night. He had his moments. But see, a player like him, what I love about him is he come up with big time plays. You saw them threes that bumped us right back up to 14, man. Huge threes that he knocked down. Once he knocked those down, those 2 back-to-back threes, that put us up 14. That was the ball game. Big for him. Big. Big task at hand, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Great win for them boys, 110-96. So total team effort, man. Total team effort. Really, really glad the way that these guys picked it up, even with Brunson having a down shooting night. I'm going to go through the stats in a second, but I want to give you guys an inside view to this, right? You see how we played tonight. You see how we played as a team defensively, too. I loved how we were getting after it. Imagine when we bring Randall back. Imagine when we bring Mitch back. Imagine when we bring OG back. We don't even got our top guns, man. We don't even have those guys. Those guys aren't even here. So imagine you add those guys into what we have. I think that's why a lot of people are picking the Knicks for a sleeper to possibly make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe even further, right? Because of that. So you saw what we have tonight. That's no Randall, no OG, and no Mitch. Yeah. So for me, that's the excitement I have. Big Task at hand said, "Can we talk about Precious?" Big Task, man, you came in, man. I just got done talking about him. And Coach even mentioned too. I saw what you said, Coach. Coach stated that based on the way Precious is playing, hey man, that might be a reason for them to not give iHeart the money that I feel he's going to get. There's no way to let him go of iHeart. No way. And the reason why you don't do that, Coach, is because we're kind of still on the fence with Mitch, right? With Mitch and his injury-prone self, right? So we got to watch that. So if he does go down, at least we have iHeart to come in and really steady the ship and, believe it or not, help us play better, right? So I don't see them. What I see, Coach, is I see Precious taking a pay cut. I don't see him go because he's not going to go out and get big money like what he thinks. He's playing well, but I don't see him getting big money. I see him staying and settling down with the Knicks. The Knicks giving him a good deal. And I think he winds up being here. And I think if we have him along with Mitch, along with Nyhard, that makes our front line formidable, man. Of course, with Randall, right? And OG, right? So you got to think those 5 guys right there I just named. Dangerous down there in that Baja. Dangerous. Big Task at hand said, it's Vince Carter dunk contest over with everybody. Absolutely. Absolutely. I totally agree, man. I totally agree. So that's for me how I'm looking at this game, because I saw how we were playing as a team, and I love the camaraderie, right? I love the guards up top. I love how they're playing. Guys, what's going on with Burks, man? What's going on with him, man? He's got to get it together, man. He's got. This is not the old team that he was before. Now I get it. He just got here, and all this other stuff. People are going to make excuses for him. Nah, man. Other people, they have a reason to have excuses. You know why? Because they never played with Tibbs before. You played with Tibbs. You know how he is. You know what he runs. He's running the same stuff he was running before. You know how he is about defense. Burks looks shaky, man. He looks shaky. I'm like, what's going on, man? Come in and act like you want to run, even with Josh Hart. Josh Hart's bringing down the ball. He's got to run the offense. I'm like, yo, that's not why we brought you in here, man. We brought you in here to run the second unit offense, get the pill, and run the offense. What's going on with that guy, man? Big Task said Burks has to shake off the Pistons. See, yo, man, I hear that, man, but you know what? When you really break it down, Big Task, Bogdanovich ain't doing that. He coming in here balling. He's being a pro's pro, man. What's going on with that guy, man? Corey Lindsay, man, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight, man. Big win for the boys, 110-96. He says, LV, salute, man. How confident do you feel about OG Randall Robertson coming back in March, bro? Okay, that I was gonna hop into that. I'm glad you brought that up, Corey Lindsay. I'm very confident. Very confident. And the reason why I'm confident is because of you hear reports, right? You hear reports and you hear people say, okay, this is what the situation is with the doctors, and this is what the Knicks are saying. The biggest thing and the best thing that the Knicks did was that they let these guys talk, right? Right after the All-Star break. Randall and OG. We haven't heard from Mitch yet, but we see Mitch on Snapchat being Mitch, right? So we know he's good money. Randall joking and saying I'm gonna be back in April and all that other stuff. That tells you he's chomping at the bit to come back. Chomping at the bit to come back. And that's beautiful to see, because now, these guys are seeing what the Knicks are doing. They're seeing them battling, but they know they're the key piece. OG's a big part of what we do, but like I said to you guys before, Randall is the key. Randall's the key. Randall comes back. There's no matchup in this league for Randall. You see Brunson's having a hard time getting doubled and all that stuff. We put Randall out there, they can't double Brunson. Now that opens up the floor for him to do him. But Randall's the key. And by him joking around like that, and also too, Tibbs even letting out, I don't know if he was supposed to let this out, but he stated, hey, man, he's been practicing 2 times a day, right? So I'm like, okay, so Randall getting it in. Now, he hasn't been, I guess, cleared to practice with the team yet. But I think that's going to happen very, very soon. Based on what Tibbs is saying, he says Randall's making very, very good progress, right? So Randall said he feels good. He feels great. He feels strong. He says, he's ready to go. So That tells me that he's going to probably get clear probably within the next couple of days. I don't see that happening. He's going to start practicing. I see Randall coming back probably within another week or so or two, if that. I think he's going to be back soon. Now I think that's the little hint, right? OG Anunoby, same thing. He was asked by the reporter, do we see you coming back? Before the end of the season, during the regular season. He said, "Oh yeah, of course." He said, "I'm definitely going to be back then." That's what he stated. So that tells me he's another one. And he's also doing conditioning. They said he's been shooting with his left hand and stuff like that. So these guys are all pretty much ready to go. They are. They're just waiting to get the clearance from the doctors to practice with everyone. To me, those guys I know are coming back. Mr. Blank, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for the boys, 110-96. To me, it's big that those guys are coming back. I think they're huge. To me, the monster is bringing Mitch. You get Mitch back, man, with that defense and put him in that second unit. And if iHeart is kind of struggling, you getting him back as well as he was playing, slowly getting him into the flow, getting his conditioning up. We're a dangerous team in the playoffs. Dangerous. And I think that's why everybody is kind of looking at the Knicks and saying, yo, man, people better start talking about them. They're talking about Philly. They're talking about Boston. They're talking about Milwaukee. All it's Cleveland. A lot of people are saying, no, the Knicks. Because of that. If Mitchell Robinson comes back, the league better take notice. Everybody better pay attention. Because we're going to be a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous team. I'm telling you. Mr. Blank says, it's good to see the Knicks back in the win column, right? Hoping everyone comes back healthy and fresh legs for the playoffs. I think that's what's happening, Mr. Blanks. Randall's been practicing 2 times a day. His tips stated. They said they got OG Anunoby running around doing cardio. So I think these guys are ready, man. And also, too, like I said, Mitch put up pictures and stuff like that of him. Not pictures, like that Snapchat stuff, right? No boot. No boot. He's got his sneakers on. He's in the facility. He looks like he's still in shape. They said he's starting basketball activities this week. Because they said after the All-Star break, that's this week. And he put up on Snapchat like a day ago that he's in the facility, chilling. So that means he's moving around, man. Probably doing light jogs. He's probably getting on the bike, seeing how that ankle feels. He'll be back probably by the end of March. We get those guys back. I'm telling you, everyone better watch out. And not just watch out just because those guys are good. We know what those guys are. We know what they can do, right? But it's the emergence of guys like Precious Achiuwa. It's the emergence of guys like Bogdanović, right? That's the key, man. Because now you add those to what those guys already are. Like everybody in here, are you nervous if Precious Achiuwa comes in the bench and kind of, subs in for Randall or subs in for iHeart? Are you nervous? No, you're not. You're excited. And that was the beauty of having IQ come off the bench. You wasn't worried. You knew he wasn't going to skip a beat. When iHeart came in, you wasn't worried. When Josh Hart came in, you wasn't worried. You knew he wasn't going to skip a beat. And that's how we were so great last year because of our bench unit. You bring in Precious Achiuwa with Mitch, with Bogdanović. Beautiful team. Beautiful too. Knicks 100 GM, man. What's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight, man. Big win for the boys. 110, to 96. And the emergence of Sims and how he's been playing, because he looked active tonight, man. I said, yo, man, if he can play like this all the time and kind of like get out of clouds, because sometimes he's like floating out there. I'm like, Sims, what are you doing? If he can bring that intensity, like what I saw from him today, like I said, our front line is ferocious, man. No one's going to want no problems with the Knicks down in that Baja. I'm telling you. And so, even though the injuries were bad, like, we all know this, it was like a gift and a curse because now it's forced guys to develop and it's forced Tibbs to play a lot of guys a lot of minutes to develop them. It gave Precious Achua an opportunity to really show how he can contribute to this team. It's given Sims more minutes, right? Even a guy like Deuce, right? Burks didn't have it tonight. Deuce came in defensively, man, baseline to baseline, was giving Maxey problems. So what I'm seeing here with these guys is I'm seeing like a team is coming together. Very similar to what I saw last year with Denver. Very similar to what I saw with that Detroit Pistons team, right? That won the championships with Rasheed Wallace and them boys. Like, I'm seeing a team being formed. We know who the head of the snake is Brunson. But even with him having an off night, look how other guys stepped up. And that's the team factor. No guy feels like they're less than Brunson. Like, they don't feel like that. Because if that's the case, they will be deferring to him all the time. They don't. They just play their game. DiVincenzo doesn't defer to nobody. That's why he came in and took Grimes' spot. And Grimes is over there in Detroit now. Because DiVincenzo doesn't defer to anybody. And to me, that's what, creates the team. And so now when Randall comes back being the number 2 option and Randall being an all-star, 24-10, book it. And OG Anunoby being who he is. And now with the emergence of Precious Achua, man, you have to be extremely excited what you see. So once again, the injuries stink. We understand that. I know that. But it was a gift and a curse, man, at the same time. All in one. Big Task at Sims is Spaceman from Sunset Park. Big Task, man. Sometimes I don't know. Like, sometimes he has his games. You're like, yo, if he can put it all together, he could be a monster down there. Yeah, sometimes he's like Spaceman. There you go. Killer Dog says, if it wasn't for the injuries, Achua probably wouldn't be flourishing because he'd be buried on the bench. Killer Dogs, well said, sir. Well said. 2 thumbs up for you. 5 stars on that. Well said, sir. And that's why I'm saying it was the gift and the curse, man. Because Precious Achua, man, he's like a diamond in the rough, man. The way he's contributing, the way he's playing. And then also, too, he's taking on the identity of the Tibbs culture. And you got to love that. He does the grit, the grind work. He defends. He blocks shots. He gets offensive rebounds. He cuts to the basket. He finishes strong at the Baja. I mean, he does it all, man. You got to love what he brings. I don't listen, guys. I'm sorry. I don't see him leaving the Knicks. I think he's going to stay. I think he's going to stay because he's going to like what we're building here. He's also close to home, to the BX. I think he stays. I don't think he goes. I think the Knicks give him a decent deal. He's going to be happy with it. And he's going to be happy with being here and building with this team and growing with this team. Jay Supreme, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for the boys, 110-96 in the city of brotherly love. Huge win. Coach says Precious is very efficient. Yes, he is, sir. More so than Randall. Relax. He's a good player, but he's not Randall. Okay, he's not Randall. Relax. See, here goes Coach, right? In his own way, he tries to slip in little jabs at Randall because he's trying to set it up to where we can make that move for Cat. Coach, you're not slick, man. You're not slick. I see what you're doing. I see it from deep, man. I see it. He's not Randall. Relax. He's not Randall. Nick says that Bojan had a few steals on the low. Yo, listen, Bojan's playing great, man. His game travels, like I stated earlier. His game travels. It doesn't matter where he plays. He's a baller, man. He's a hooper. So he's going to get buckets, whether he's on the moon, whether he's on Mars, whether he's in the next galaxy fighting with the Avengers, whatever he's doing, he comes down to Rucker, he's going to get buckets. It doesn't matter. He's going to shoot that pill and he's going to knock it down. Corey Linden says, LV, Dante's a better three-point shooter than Grimes and plays better defense. Agreed. That's why he took his spot. And Grimes is in Detroit. That's the exact reason why. Big Task here. The Knicks front office did a great job assessing this team. Exactly. You know what they did, Big Task? They got guys who fit Tibbs. That's it. They didn't go around trying to get guys who they like or who has good deals. No, they got guys who fits what Tibbs does. And I think that that's pretty much the blueprint. Coach says CAA in full effect. Absolutely. Knicks 100 GM says he's only 24. Precious ain't even finished a product yet. That's what I'm saying, man. He's a young guy, man. Knicks might have got a steal here, man. They might have got a steal with this guy. Jason Priest said Precious is very good at backing up Randall at the power forward. Agreed. That's what's going to be great for him and what this is, because now Randall, you can give Randall maybe 25 minutes a night to get that shoulder right and get that conditioning right, because you know you can play Precious Achiuwa at 30 and say, Randall, chill. Perfect example. Iheart could rest his ankle, rest his Achilles. He only played 11 minutes tonight. I don't think it was because he was hurt. I think it was just because of matchups. And why do that when Precious is playing well? No need to make that substitution. He's playing at a high clip, man. Let him rock. And that's what he did tonight. And that was a smart move by Tibbs. Mr. Blank said, I'm happy with that Bojan pickup from Detroit. Another shooter plus an impact player. Yo, listen, man. These guys get buckets in their sleep, man. Guys like him. It doesn't matter where he plays, man. His game is going to be the same. And that's why he's a sleeper. He's a sleepy, kind of sneaky pickup for the Knicks. Because he's been in the playoffs, too. Remember that. He was on them Utah teams when they were going to the playoffs with Donovan Mitchell. He was on those teams. So he can knock it down. He knows how to play in the playoffs. He doesn't have an issue with that. So I think he's going to be a sneaky, secret weapon for the Knicks in the playoffs. Trust me. Knicks 100 GM says Bojan's back to the basket game is off the hook. Yeah, man. He's a total ball player, man. He's got the total package. And most importantly, like I said, man, he can shoot that pill, man. He could knock him down 15 foot or 30 feet out, man. He can knock it down. And don't leave him open. And don't let him get hot. What was he from 3 tonight? 8 for 8, I believe. And to me, that's the reason why we won the game. Coach says, I always wanted Chris Mullin, man. Bojan is that dude. Yo, Chris Mullin from Brooklyn, man. People don't know that. Silky lefty, man. That lefty was water. Water. Remember, he's at Golden State getting busy with Spreewell and who was running point? Tim Hardaway, right? He was on that team, right? Am I correct? Chris Mullin, Spreewell, and Tim Hardaway, right at the point, right? They were nasty. Vibes, what's going on, man? Appreciate you coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Big win for them boys, 110-96 in the city of brotherly love. Yeah, from Run DMC. No, I'm bugging. Yo, hold up. Thank you for correcting me, my crew. Thank you for correcting me. It was Chris Mullin. I have his name right now. Oh, give me his name, guys. The shooting guard. Hardaway, Mitch Richmond. Thank you, Coach. Mitch Richmond was nice. Mitch Richmond was a bucket, was he not? Mitch Richmond. They was getting buckets out there in Golden State. This is before the big three. This was the original big three. Tim Hardaway with the UTEP two-step. Remember that killer cross? He was dangerous with that. The UTEP two-step. Mr. Blank says the trades the Knicks did this season are awesome. Nothing but a great team, great oriented team. Absolutely, Mr. Blanks. That's a great point, man. You know, I think that's the key with winning here, right? We can talk about the stars, and everyone wants to get a star. Everyone wants to get a 1A guy. We got our 1A guy. But building guys and getting guys around him and guys that fit the culture, to me, is what makes this team complete. Because now you're getting guys that know their roles and who play their roles at a very high clip, right? Precious Achiuwa, Bogdanovic, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, Iheart, OG Anunoby, right? These guys play their position at a very, very high clip, meaning that you know what they're getting from them every night. DiVincenzo doesn't not have effort. Josh Hart does not have effort. OG Anunoby's always going to have effort, and they play defense. They block shots. They rebound. That's the name of the game. The game hasn't changed. I don't care what all these threes, everybody's shooting. The game is still the same. Block shots and rebound, period. Great line I ever heard was Kawhi Leonard said, what he said, board man gets paid. Something like that. And if you remember, before Kawhi was scoring points, that's how he got his guy. That's pretty much how he got. He got the claw. Right? Remember that? He played defense, he rebounded, then he just started scoring, man. But that was his claim to fame, playing defense and rebounding. And we got a bunch of guys like that. I'm gonna say it again: the league is on notice. I'm listening to all these stories. I watch all them shows. Everyone's speaking about the Knicks. They know. They see what's happening. They see what we're building. We're a dangerous, dangerous team in a 7-game series. Dangerous. Dangerous. Knicks 100 GM said, nah, Spree will play with them too. Yeah, no. I do remember Spree. Spree was playing with them too. He was young. But what I'm saying is that the original was Mitch Richmond, Tim Hardaway, and Chris Mullin. Mitch Richmond was a walking bucket, man. He could shoot that pill, man. We had Tim Hardaway at the top breaking ankles. Chris Mullin with that lefty three that was silky, right? He was splash, man. He was cold with it, man. That lefty, he was cold with it. Brooklyn cat, right? Cold with it. Coach says, do the Knicks have the deepest team when healthy? I think so, Coach. I think so, because, Coach, you got to think, right, when everybody comes back, like they just signed Daquan Jeffries, and, of course, they got Jacob Toppin, right? You got to think when everybody comes back, who's at the end of the bench? It's going to be Deuce. Deuce is going to be at the end of the bench. You got Josh Hart, Bogdanovic, Precious Achiuwa, Mitch. I'm missing somebody. Burks. Sims. And Deuce. 7 guys on the bench. So 5, that's 12. So you got 2 more spots at the end. But them dudes, boss, I'm just saying, man. And all those guys can contribute. All of them. Once again, the injuries were a gift and a curse, man. Gift and a curse for those injuries, man. Because now guys are coming in playing high-level basketball, man. And winning basketball, too. Killer Dog says Jordan even said Mitch was hard. Yo, Mitch was a problem, man. Mitch was a problem. He easily gets forgotten. But he was a problem, but that's because he was on the West Coast. Tim Hardaway was nice. He was always nice. But really what took him off was when he came to play with the Heat. When he came to play with the Heat, everyone saw him play because he was on the East Coast. And, those Miami teams were good. Corlin said, LV, I learned a Knick fan, when teams make runs, you have to keep your cool and don't stress hard. Whether they win or lose, it happens. Right? Agreed. But, having guys that can make shots matters in this league. It just does. And when they got down by 8, no, it wasn't 8. It was a little closer. I'm sorry. Make sure I got my math right. I believe it was 8. It was 8 or 9, right? They were making a push. DiVincenzo knocked down that 3 ball. I'm bugging, it was 8. He knocked down that 3 ball, bang, put us up 11. Then we got to stop, and he came down, knocked down another one, put us up 14, timeout ball game. That was it. They had nothing left in the gas. And I think that that's the key, right? You got to have guys that can knock down shots, and I think that that's what happened tonight. And it made it easier for a guy like Brunson. Big Tassie, do you remember DLS? Yeah, DLS was, you get busy, man. DLS played with the Supersonics. Yeah. DLS was a good player, man. He was good. Supersonics, man. He played up there with Gary Payton and them boys. And Nate McMillan. Gary Payton, Nate McMillan in the backcourt. Of course, the Rain Man, Sean Kemp. I mean, he was catching windmills on dudes, right? He was coming like this. Wow. Remember that? He was doing stuff like that. Dudes today ain't doing that. They talk about the old school cats. They say it is. Dudes today ain't doing that on dudes' necks. The only one that's doing that is maybe Zion. But he's getting so overweight, man, he can't even dunk no more, I don't think. I think he just do regular dunks now. Just bang, that's it. He ain't doing nothing. But Kemp was cradling dudes. He was cradling. Bow on dudes' necks. They don't do that no more today. Everybody want to shoot threes. Everybody want to shoot threes. Hey guys, really quick, man. Let me go through the stats really quick, man. Great night. Pressure Chua big tonight. Break tonight. Like we stated about him. 38 minutes tonight. 7 for 9 from the field. 1 for 2 from 3. Knocked down a 3 tonight. I did forget about that. 3 for 7 from the line. We had to pick that up, but he was huge on the boards. 11 rebounds, 7 defensive, 4 offensive. 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 18 points for Pressure Chua. Double for him, right? Ihart only played 11 minutes. We didn't really need him tonight, which is good. More rest for him is even better. Brunson was Brunson tonight, right? He even had a tough shooting night, but came up with big time steals, big time shots, big time assists when needed, right? 39 minutes, 5 for 18 from the field for Brunson, 0 for 4 from 3, but 11 for 11 from the stripe, 12 assists, 7 turnovers, which was tough for him, but they were doubling him, but it's okay, man. He was still a plus 20, 21 points for that boy. Josh Hart was huge tonight. Played all 44 minutes, man. He does not come out the game. I don't know who stated that, with the additions of certain players, if Josh Hart isn't going to play. Tibbs loves Josh Hart. Josh Hart is playing no matter what. Tibbs would never, if it was up to Tibbs, Josh Hart played the whole game, right? But he was 7 for 13 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Josh Hart was big. 12 rebounds, 11 defensive, 1 offensive, 3 assists, 18 big points for him. Dante DiVincenzo, 35 minutes, 6 for 15 from the field, 4 for 11 from 3, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 16 points for him. Bogdanovic, like we talked about, 24 minutes tonight, but 8 for 13 from the field. Excuse me, I said 8 for 8 from 3. I'm bugging. He was 6 for 6 from 3, 0 for 2 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 3 steals from him, 22 big points. He was huge off the bench. Big Sims, 18 minutes for that boy, right? 1 for 2 from the field goal, guys. But check this out, guys. 10 big rebounds from Sims, 5 defensive rebounds, and 5 offensive rebounds for Sims. Sims was a plus 5, only 4 points, 1 block. Huge tonight for Big Sims. 17 minutes for McBride, 2 for 4 from the field goals, 0 for 2 from 3, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 4 points. Listen, man. His impact was defensive, right? We saw when he came in, the pressure he put on Maxey was beautiful, right? And Burks looked like Grimes tonight, right? 13 minutes, 2 for 5 from 3, 2 for 5 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 7 points, right? Total win, total team win. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. But also, too, man, just getting back in that win column, right? Feeling confident right before we play them boys on Saturday, right? We got to be able to try to knock off the number 1 seed, to me, the best team in the league, them Celtics. Be big on Saturday, right? In the Garden. Coach said nasty done when he pointed at that dude. Yeah, Chris Gatlin. I remember that. Chris Gatlin. What did Chris Gatlin? He had like patches in his head, right? Didn't he have like crazy hair or something like that? I don't know if he had alopecia or something like that, but his cuts used to be looking crazy. I'm like, yo, is that a design or is that his head? Like, what's going on with him? Oh, see, you said Killer Dog said Chris Gatlin called that. Yeah. Jay Supreme said, I thought Sims had a great game. I just read his stats. I mentioned it earlier, Jay Supreme, before you came in. Sims was huge tonight. Huge for Sims. Huge. I thought Sims was fabulous tonight. I really, really loved his energy tonight, man. Like Jay, he was just looking athletic, man. The way he was snatching down rebounds, he was attacking the glass. And that's what we're going to need him to do. He's a big, athletic guy. That's what we're going to need him to do, man. He can come in and give great minutes, man. So imagine him, if he can be that tonight, like what he was, imagine him and Achua on that second unit, right? Maybe helping out iHeart. Maybe iHeart needs a break because of his ankle or, his Achilles or whatever. If Sims can contribute on the glass like that, imagine what we can be, man. He's too big and too athletic to kind of be like, I don't know who said it earlier, but Spaceman. Because he was great tonight. Great tonight. I loved his energy. I just love what he brought. And because of his production, we didn't really need iHeart that much tonight, which I thought was great. Corey Lynn said the Cavs lost tonight. Great. Fabulous. So that means we're 3 back, right? We're 3 back from the Cavs. And I believe we are, half a game, I think, from the Bucks, I think. Knicks GM said Mario Ellie was that with the Warriors squad with Melanie. Mario Ellie, man. Where's Mario Ellie? I think Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn cat, Mario Ellie. He's from the city too, man. He's from the city too. I believe he's from Brooklyn. Big Taz said that was me, man. Spaceman, yeah, man. That's what he is sometimes, man. You know what I mean? But when he comes back to Earth, then it's like, this guy's official. I think that's why Tibbs keeps him around, because he knows he's got a high upside. He's just got to get him out the clouds, man. Atlantic Line, man, got to get to that 3 seed. Absolutely. Okay, Coach says, what does our schedule look like? Okay, let's go over it really quick, okay? So we just won tonight. Run down the schedule really, really fast here. All right, cool, guys. So check it out, right? Okay, so right now, coming up, right, Coach? And everybody paying attention. We got Boston and Saturday. We know that, right? But right after that, we got Detroit at the Garden. Then we got New Orleans at the Garden. Then we got the Warriors at the Garden. Then we're at Cleveland versus the Hawks against Orlando. Then, like I said, we got the home and home with Philly. So these next couple of games, based on how we played today, I could see us, being honest, I see us losing Saturday. I see us beating Detroit at home. And I could see us beating New Orleans. But that's tricky, too, because New Orleans is tough. We all know that. I see us possibly losing to Golden State. But I think around that time, I think we get Randall back. I think OG Anunoby's going to come back probably either the Atlanta game or the Orlando game. So I think we can wind up seeing ourselves go right now for these next 5 games. We won tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4. I say we go 3-2. I think we lose to Boston, and I think we possibly lose to Golden State. I think we can beat Detroit and beat New Orleans because we're playing home. So it's going to so it's a tough stretch, but it's not, because I think these are winnable games. Boston's, that's going to be tough. At Cleveland, because of how they're playing, is going to be tough. But everyone else is kind of like, is okay. The Golden State is okay this year. New Orleans is shaky. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Detroit, I think we beat, no problem. So these are winnable games, especially they're home. So you got to understand, guys, our next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Our next 9 games, 8 of them are home. We got 1 away, and that's at Cleveland. Everything else is home. So I think we could pull it off, guys. It's really up to us. But hopefully around this time, Randall, goes in there and, I don't want to say anything crazy, but he goes in there and kind of is real assertive with the doctors. And he says, I'm ready to play. And they get him back out there. But we're going to be on a home stretch coming up. So I think we could pull off a lot of wins, a lot of sneaky wins here for us. Could be some losses, but I do see some sneaky wins considering we are home. Big Task says Brunson can't force it on Saturday like he did tonight. Yeah, man. You know what? Big Task. Those are shots he usually makes, though, man. I don't think he was forcing it. I think he's coming back from the All-Star break, man. You know what I'm saying? So those are shots he usually makes. Those are gimmies. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I thought that he came up with big plays. He had 12 assists tonight, man. I thought he was big tonight. Big tonight. Came up with a lot of big plays, man. So he still makes winning plays, man. We come up with the victory. So to me, that's all that matters. Corey Lynn said, I want to be Boston bad. Yeah, but we got to be fully loaded for them, man. We got to have everybody. We got to have everybody to beat them. They're tough. They're tough out. They're really, really tough out. And believe it or not, guys, I will say this. I think we beat Boston if we played them in a 7-game series. And you know why I think we beat Boston? The addition of Precious Achiuwa changes everything. Because now you can match him up with Porzingis. I'm going to say it again. Now we can match him up with Porzingis. Porzingis doesn't rebound. He likes to stay outside on the wing. So now we got a guy out there that can contest him and contest shots. And his foot speed. So Porzingis won't be able to run by him. Everything is all about matchup, guys. If Randall is Randall, Jaylen Brown can't do nothing with Randall in that Baja. He cannot. I got OG Anunoby on Tatum. They're gonna probably put Drew Holiday on Brunson. Brunson was giving Drew Holiday problems, so I'm not too worried about that. So with the rise and play of Precious Achiuwa, you can put him on Porzingis. We get everybody back, we're going to be dangerous. We're going to be dangerous. I just told you how. Dangerous. Because now we match up with everybody. The gift and the curse was getting these guys hurt and these guys forced to play and play at a high clip and develop some confidence and get us ready for this playoff push. Because now we're getting Randall back and OG Anunoby back. And, of course, money-making Mitch. We get those boys back and we can slowly ease them in. Pause. I'm from uptown, man. I caught myself. I got to be easy with that. I think we're gonna be a problem. Knicks 100 GM said Porzingis will eat Precious alive. LV, I don't see that. I don't see that, man. I don't see that happening. I don't. He's not going to score 40 on the guy. How was Porzingis killing us last time, Knicks on the GM? He was stepping out and hitting that three. But now you got a guy with a hand in his face. Mitch couldn't do that. Mitch was having a hard time dealing with Porzingis. Porzingis is an agile big man. 7 feet. He can move his feet. He can shoot. He doesn't go to the rack like that. He wants to be outside and shooting. That's easy for Precious Achiuwa. He can move his feet. And he can put his hand up and contest the shot. Did you see Paolo destroying Precious? Listen, Paolo, man, is a legit 4, man. He's a lot more agile than Porzingis, man. Porzingis is 7 feet, man. He's running around. What I'm saying is Powell is more like a Randall type, right? He's a lot more, I'm talking about agility-wise, right? Porzingis is still 7 feet, man. He doesn't move like Powell. Powell is moving like a small forward, but he's big. Porzingis is not the same guy as he was when he was with the Knicks, man. He spends a lot of time on the outside. He doesn't go to the rack like that. Now, Porzingis, when he was with the Knicks and he was an all-star, yeah, of course. But he's not the same guy. Paolo's different, man. He's different, man. He's more like he's like a small forward, power forward. He does it all, man. He was coming off of them curls. Like Precious Achiuwa can't deal with him, man. Porzingis ain't the same player, man. But what he does for them is he gives them a pick and pop guy who can knock down the three at a high clip because he's big. So the big men can't move with him. You put Precious Achua on him, trust and believe. Trust and believe. I'm telling you, man. Listen, I'm telling you. It's all about matchups. It's all about matchups. Powell's a totally different player than Precious Achua. Than Porzingis. Totally different. Big Taz said Powell's a future Knick anyway. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not sure. But listen, guys, that's my show. I'll be back Saturday to talk about the Knicks and the Celtics. Remember, great win for them boys. Listen, if it's your first time coming through, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, people. All right. Also, too, if you're watching this on replay, right, please leave comments and please subscribe, man. All right. I appreciate everybody coming through, rocking with LV Live tonight. Great win for them boys. 110 to 96. I will see you guys Saturday night, man. I'm LV Live, and that's my show, and I'm out of here, people. Peace.